rotate up. You ready to rotate up? Michael at the foul line. A shot on the air.
This is the NBA on NBC.
Whoa, it's definitely official now. The NBA has finalized their media rights deals with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. The theme that you guys just heard in the introduction was the old NBC theme that used to be played for NBA games back in the 1990s. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about the NBA finalizing their media rights deals with ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. With this news coming out, it is now official that the NBA will be turning a new page in their sports media world. In fact, the new TV media deals will be starting in the 2025 through 2026 regular season in the NBA. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Are the media rights deals good or bad for the NBA? I personally think that this is a bad deal for the NBA to be making, mainly because of the fact that they are going to be losing rights to airing games on TNT. It's really a shame that Adam Silver was not able to get the deal done in favor of the fans. Ultimately, he chose money over entertainment value. And you look at how ESPN, they were able to still retain the NBA. If I was Adam Silver, I would have removed ESPN from the package deal. I wanted ESPN removed from it as well. The NBA coverage on ESPN is borderline trash, if not god awful. Who is the face of talking basketball at ESPN? Stephen A. Smith. Now, to be clear, Stephen A. Smith doesn't know shit about the NBA. Stephen A. Smith doesn't know much about basketball in general. And you look at how Stephen A. Smith is the face of the NBA coverage on ESPN because that is what the money dictates Stephen A. Smith to do. You look at how Stephen A. Smith, he's getting paid $12 million a year, and he's obviously asking for $25 million per year. So ESPN feels like they have to put Stephen A. Smith on air in order to talk about the NBA, in order to justify their overpaid sports talker. And you know, Stephen A. Smith's sports knowledge is quite frankly limited, to put it nicely. This guy didn't even know who played for the New York Knicks. Look, I'm not a New York Knicks fan, but even I knew some of the players that Stephen A. Smith didn't know. And this dude was listing Quentin Grimes out as a weapon for the New York Knicks when he wasn't even on the Knicks roster. If that's not a guy that has limited knowledge in sports, I don't know what constitutes as that. And that's who ESPN puts out as the face of NBA coverage. Man, no wonder why a lot of fans have lost interest in the NBA. Look, it's pretty obvious that sports fans haven't lost the interest of basketball. They just don't like watching the NBA. Heck, those basketball fans are watching the WNBA right now. You look at growth in the WNBA. It's getting better. You look at how a lot of people still love to play basketball outside. I still go to the YMCA. I play a lot of basketball, and I go to the park sometimes to play basketball. It gets pretty competitive in there. The diehard fans are still there. But what about the casual fan that doesn't care about playing basketball the way that I care about playing basketball? Those guys are no longer passionate about the NBA compared to the 1990s and the 2000s. Heck, I could even say that the NBA has lost major interest in power compared to just 5 years ago. You look at how the NBA was at a pretty good place back when the Golden State Warriors had a dynasty. You had a lot of casual fans loving the Golden State Warriors because they had incredible style of basketball. You look at how Steph Curry revolutionized the three-point shot. You look at how the Golden State Warriors were able to shoot threes all the time. They had great ball movement and they were easy on the eyes to watch. Unfortunately for the NBA, they don't have that transcendent star anymore to carry their lackluster coverage of the NBA. The commentary at ESPN is substandard. You look at how they're firing guys like Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson, even though they were two of the best commentators in the game of basketball, not just necessarily in the NBA. You look at how those two were elite commentators at what they did, and those guys were fairly entertaining. And now they replaced it with what? Doris Burke, because she's a woman, because she fills their DEI quota. No offense to Doris Burke, but she needs to stick to sideline reporting. Doris Burke is not a good commentator. Her commentary is substandard. And you look at how Adam Silver is still allowing ESPN to be part of the new media rights deal. Man, no wonder why people say leadership in the NBA is poor. It's because Adam Silver doesn't make smart decisions whatsoever. And you look at how the product at ESPN is substandard. And yes, I know I'm here to also talk about the other channels, but I'm focusing on ESPN a lot because that is where most people get their coverage of the NBA. And no wonder why casual fans have left the NBA. It's because of the substandard product that ESPN puts out night after night after night, because they put guys like Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins on a pedestal, and those two don't know anything about the game of basketball. Those guys get owned all the time, but they keep those guys around because they are black men, and ESPN has to fill their diversity, equity, and inclusion quota. That's what happens when you hire people based on DEI instead of merit. I'm a huge merit guy. I believe that people should be hired because of their actual skill or what their actual talent level is. I don't think race should play a role in hiring someone. And you look at how the NBA sucks in terms of presentation. You look at how NBC back in the 90s, they did a really good job presenting the game. That's why casual fans cared a lot about the NBA. You look at how Michael Jordan, he was great for the brand. Obviously, Michael Jordan is no longer in the league, but he is still a transcendent guy in the marketing world. That's why everybody talks about Michael Jordan's brand. It's because Michael Jordan is a famous person, and obviously the NBA doesn't have somebody like a Michael Jordan to rely on. Instead, they got to rely on a guy like LeBron James, who is terrible for NBA ratings. I know somebody's going to say, oh my God, LeBron James is awesome for NBA ratings. How could you possibly criticize the king? But look up the ratings in the NBA Finals. Look up the lowest ratings ever in the NBA Finals. Why is a LeBron James-led team always on that list? It's because of the fact that LeBron James is woke, divisive, and a narcissist. And obviously, people don't want to watch that kind of product. But I mean, we'll see what happens though. I'm kind of rambling on too much about LeBron James. I should be here talking about TNT losing their media rights to NBC and Amazon. I know the old NBC was pretty good. Now, I doubt that the new NBC is going to be that good though, because they're probably going to be filling it in with woke talkers. And obviously, Amazon is a streaming service. You look at how the NBA is also trying to put out a product where they can air nationally televised games 7 days a week on multiple different channels once football season is over. And I don't think it's actually going to work out all that much, because do you think a bunch of middle-aged guys are going to pay up for streaming services in the NBA when the product is already declining at an alarming rate? I don't think that's necessarily a smart marketing strategy whatsoever. Obviously, losing TNT hurts a lot. Losing Kenny the Jet Smith, losing Shaq, losing Charles Barkley, and losing Ernie Johnson as a group together, that's going to hurt big time in terms of entertainment. So that is why the new media rights deal was bad for the NBA, as losing TNT was a major blow for basketball fans entertainment wise. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNasTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNasTran and that Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNasTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.